I'm Joshua Vickery.
And I'm Mary Thompson Hunt. Welcome to From the Heart.
Central Florida is widely known for its tourist spots and attractions, but many people don't know about its thriving arts community.
On this show, we are excited to introduce to you talented and passionate artists who shape our arts community. How do they create and why? And how can Central Florida benefit from an even greater arts presence?
On each episode, we'll introduce you to guests who are influential leaders and artists who are truly making a difference.
From the Heart, with a capital A-R-T.
Capital A-R-T. You gotta come up with like a little jingle when you say that, like a little thing, a little song. I love a little
I might
ditty.
surprise you, Joshua.
Mary, how are you, my friend?
I'm excited about this next series of interviews that we're going to be doing for a while now.
I am too. And last weekend, it was so great to talk to Michael Marinaccio, Alana Friskix, who is the executive director and the festival producer. We love Alana and Michael. What great work they're doing. It was just a good overview to get us, introduced to the festival. And now the next few weeks, we're going to be meeting some of the artists and talking about some of the
A
shows.
tradition we started last year.
Yeah, which was great. And I personally am super excited about the Fringe Festival
Me
and can't
too.
wait to go hang out and see some great shows. Hopefully, some of the shows of people we're going to meet here on From the Heart. So
Let's get to
we're
it.
going to dive right in. So today we have David Strauss, John Reed Adams, and Dina Flowers, and their show is Shakespeare's Ghostbusters. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thank
Hello.
you.
It's so
Happy to
good
be
to
here.
have you. Okay, so Dina, you're one of the co-producers,
I am.
and you also have a new production company called Hardly Working Productions. Ooh, I like the name of that, Hardly Working
Well, I
Productions.
wouldn't want to be hardly working. Hopefully, after this, you won't be.
Well, that's the joke. I mean, it's the old dad joke, or you working hard or hardly working, or
Yeah.
especially if
Yeah.
you're doing something like theater,
Mhm.
where it can easily be seen as just goofing off. But when you're doing something you love, it really isn't difficult.
And
Cool,
we're
so
all about that here. Tell us about the show.
Okay, well, I knew I'd be launching this production company. We also offer marketing services and promotional services. So part of my journey was checking out shows to launch and get things off the ground. I was in Toronto last year for their Fringe Festival, and I picked up Shakespeare's Ghostbusters by the Coincidence Men. I saw it, and they had done a staged reading, and I saw several shows, but I knew this is the one we had to bring down, that Orlando would really, really benefit for something like this.
Cool.
So we got in touch with them, we got the rights, and luckily got some really talented people to join us. For sure.
Yeah, yeah. John is like seconding that over there. Really talented people. John,
He was the first person to tell.
yeah.
The
So
first
John,
person I
Yeah.
told.
oh, cool. John, you're one of the actors, right?
Yes, I assumed the role of Peter Venkman.
Cool.
So this was kind of a wonderful thing to have, because Ghostbusters was I always kind of call it my awakening. This is the first movie I remember seeing when it came out.
Mm.
And I have no memories of my life prior to that.
Like life started with
With
Ghostbusters.
A
Ghostbusters.
vivid recollection of Slimer just looming towards me menacingly. It was like that, but it was like an epiphany. I'd never seen. I even now I still compare it to anything else that came after it. But
That's very cool. So,
So-
this show means something to you.
it actually really, really does.
You need to write them and send them 2 tickets. I'm just saying.
So how do you, David, take Shakespeare and marry that with Ghostbusters? How does that work?
Well, the script was written by the Coincidence Men in Toronto, and they're actually mainly an improv troupe. So they pretty much put it together, just goofing around and being silly and being familiar with. It's very much a faux Shakespearean style. If you're expecting to come see our show and see a lot of very serious iambic pentameter, you're not going to see that. So it's kind of just taking this modern fairy tale that pretty much everybody knows, especially with the remake that came out a couple of years ago. But this movie that everybody loves and everybody just enjoys, and playing with it and putting it into different situations and changing the language around, but yet still keeping it very memorable. So
Mm.
all the jokes that everybody remembers from the original film, they're all in there, just told a slightly different way.
Our hashtag is Who Wilt Thou Call? That's our main hashtag.
I
Oh,
love
and
that.
Slime the Fringe.
Yeah,
Get
slime,
slimed
yeah,
the
get
Fringe.
slimed in the
Yeah.
Fringe, get slimed in the green venue.
So will we experience the characters that we know and love from Ghostbusters? Are they all there?
Yes.
Yeah. What about
Every one of them.
Slimer?
I'm
Oh.
Slimer.
Oh, you're Slimer.
I am Slimer.
You're,
Will
no,
there
that's right.
be-
You're the non-speaking ghost
Yes.
roles. I love that.
Will there be speeches or a monologue or a soliloquy as we're familiar with in Shakespeare?
We have a narrator.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Very
Well,
cool.
because it is a 2-hour movie and we've got a 1-hour time slot, so we have to speed things along here and there.
Yeah, but some of the material is original, right? You're not like taking the the script from the movie. You're really writing new prose, but throwing in some things that people know, right, Dina? Is that kind of
Well, again,
goes?
it was the Coincidence Men up in Toronto that wrote it.
Uh huh.
They originally did it as a staged reading. We are sticking to their script 99.9%. We're given a little freedom with the improv, but what we're bringing to it in Orlando is we're doing a full stage production, the first full stage production.
Oh, very
Costumes,
cool.
props, sound, the whole bit.
Okay, awesome. And so when we talk about Shakespeare, why do you think the Coincidence Men picked Shakespeare out of any writer? Why would they pick that name or that style to go with Ghostbusters?
I think there's a, especially in the theater world, obviously. I mean, first name you always think of with theater is Shakespeare, and I think there's definitely humor to be found in kind of contrasting the sort of very stilted formal language that we know as Shakespeare with Ghostbusters, which is a very kind of improv heavy, free flowing
Pop
comedy.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
It's sort
well.
of a, I guess you could say it's like the equivalent of a Weird Al polka medley kind of thing, where it's these two things that don't go together, but
Ah,
yet through just really cutting creative writing and just concept and good comedic instinct, just are blending together
What
wonderfully.
do you think about your show that will surprise audiences?
I'd say the major thing, I'd say for anyone who loves Ghostbusters, they're just going to get a kick out of just seeing something they love so passionately. A, portrayed on stage, very minimalistically, but yet very cleverly.
Mm.
But yet at the same time, done in the Shakespearean prose. They'll just be like, how are they going to do that? Oh.
And they'll know what they're seeing because they've seen the film.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And Dina, why do you think Ghostbusters was such a phenomenon, right? Like everybody has heard of Ghostbusters. What's so cool about the Ghostbusters that people want to just learn more about or experience?
Well, I'll definitely echo what David said. Is it's the modern fairy tale,
Mm,
and that group of people that did it originally, the Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, they were all writers.
Mm.
And the
mhm.
concept was very much like what the Coincidence Men did, where they're your friends and your writers and your creatives. And that's us, everyone sitting in this room. We're friends, we're writers, we're creatives. We all have a vision of bringing something better to the community, bringing something that we can all enjoy, that's familiar, but new. But Ghostbusters will, I think it'll never get old.
It's timeless.
And I like what you
Exactly.
said about we liked watching them work. When we watch people who you can tell are friends off stage, you like watching them. There's something about,
Absolutely.
don't you think, when you
Chemistry, yeah.
chemistry when you know real chemistry when you see it, and it's almost a gift to you to remember about the people you love hanging with.
I mean, having been in the theater community for about 10 years, I've done a lot of shows and a lot of them with a great group of people. But there's something about when you bring a cast and crew together. And I always joke that you know that a cast is getting along well when they find excuses to get together and hang out on nights you don't have rehearsal.
Right,
which
there
Yeah.
you
which
go.
our cast has been doing. One of our cast members had a birthday the other night. We all went out and celebrated.
Nice.
And we're still recovering from Infinity War.
What does it take for a cast because to get along like that? You want to get together on nights off? Because I've been a part of ones like that too, and I didn't realize what a gift it is until later in life. But teach us something.
Well, I've been involved in producing Fringe shows now for about 10 years, and I've actually never had open auditions for a Fringe show because Fringe is a very different kind of animal. You're not only spending 2 to 3 months rehearsing, but you're also you want to pick a group of people who are going to not just come do the show at Fringe and leave. You want people who are going to come 3 hours early and hang out at the beer tent and get food and go see other shows. And so with this one, with Dean as my co-producer, when we got it in the lottery, we went out that night and I made up a list of all the roles and said this is my dream cast right here. These are the people that I would love to do a show with, either people I've worked with before or people I haven't worked with but have wanted to, who I know enjoy Fringe and love Fringe and appreciate what makes Fringe different than any other part of the theater calendar. And pretty much every single one of them said yes. So we
Mm.
pretty much got our dream cast. There were actually actors in our cast who had decided they had retired and said, "Oh no, okay, Shakespeare's Ghostbusters. Yes, I'll do your show."
But see, now I would want to see your show because I one of the things that sells me on it is when I'm seeing a group of people up there who I'm told, oh, they look like they're having a blast, or you can tell they all like each other. There's something you want to go see that because you feel it.
We've been in rehearsals for about 3 months now, and I think every
It's
rehearsal we're
January.
still
Yeah.
cracking each other up. So,
Yeah.
people who are making different choices, maybe do a line slightly differently, and even after several months now, we're still spending a lot of rehearsal laughing, which we really hope will translate to the stage and to the
And
audience.
we are fortunate to be working with friends, but there's a couple layers to that. Number one, David's my best bum. So we've been dying to do something together, but this is where I'm going to have a discussion about babies, about metaphorical babies. So when you're doing any kind of art, you've got three categories of your babies. You have the babies that are available, which is someone else's baby, and you want to be involved somehow. You have your friend's baby, and you can love that baby. You can be that baby's godmother, but it's still not your baby. And then there's your baby. It's your project. It's something you are really passionate about. And right now we have a whole group of people that feel this is their baby.
That's very
And that makes
cool.
all the
I
difference.
think that's something that's so special about Fringe because you are creating as you go. It's not like there's this finished product that the producer hands down to the cast and says, there it is. A lot of it is collaboration among artists and how do
Mhm.
we make this special and unique about where we are with our journey. And I love that. Don't you,
Me
Mary?
too.
I think it's very cool. So tell us, you're one of the producers, Dina. Who are some sponsors that are helping? I know you wanted to give a shout out that are making this happen for you guys.
Well, David's business is Orlando Organics, and it is a fantastic service for the Orlando area. It's fresh organic fruits and vegetables brought to your door, and we have rehearsals in his space. And his business has been one of the main just focal points of all the shows he's done over the past how many years?
A lot.
A lot. Our other main sponsor is Barley and Vine Beer Garden, and they have done amazing things for us with promotions. And if you catch us at the Fringe or see one of our actors or one of our crew, we have cards that have coupons for Barley and Vine. We also spend a lot of time there
Oh,
Nice.
after the
nice. Oh,
rehearsals.
that's going to make people want to come and stalk you.
I mean,
Visit you.
hey, we also give you a sticker, but stickers for everybody.
Cool.
And we also have Orange Inspection Services, and they do inspection, 4-point, and wind mitigation.
Very
So
cool.
everyone needs a house every once in a while. So
Nice.
Good. And you guys are in the green venue. You open on Friday, May 18th at 10:45 p.m. And then you have shows on Saturday the 19th, Sunday the 20th, Tuesday the 22nd, Thursday the 24th, Saturday the 26th, and Sunday the 27th, all at different times in those days. So if
At
you
the same venue.
afternoon
Mhm.
or early evening or late at night, you
Mhm.
can catch the show.
And you can also be reminded of that at orlandofringe.com.
Org.
Dot org.
Oh,
Dot
did I say?
org.
Oh, my goodness. Very good. I was testing you. You passed.
We all won. OrlandoFringe.org.
Org.
Who wilt that call? That's your hashtag. I love
yes.
that so
There's
much.
also information on hardlyworkingproductions.com.
Oh,
Oh, okay, very cool.
Hardly
So,
Working Productions.
David, there's 130 shows at Fringe this year. Why should our listeners go and see Shakespeare's Ghostbusters?
Well, we're certainly going to be one of the funniest shows there. One of the most creative, most original, and it's certainly something bringing together a lot of things about theater and pop culture that people love. As John said to me one time, that he loves theater, he loves Shakespeare, and he loves Ghostbusters, and he gets to do all of them all at once.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
cool.
That's a great selling point. I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
well, break a leg, guys. We're so excited for
you.
you to do
Thank
this
you.
show.
Thanks for having us.
Shakespeare's, absolutely, Shakespeare's Ghostbusters. Check it out, OrlandoFringe.org. And Mary, we're going to be right back
With another show.
with another show.